A man is a man, a woman is a woman. Now, where the inequality comes from is in opportunities, but not in lifestyle. Because this might sound raw, a man can actually ease himself in the bottle. A woman cannot. Nobody's telling you you're a slave to your husband, but you don't think there's a point in time you can wash your husband's clothes.
I also believe personally that if feminism is going to succeed, it requires men's involvement.
Feminism. I like how you say laugh, because that conversation will not end.
Feminism
will not end anywhere soon. Everybody has their definition of what. So let me start from that, because everybody has that definition.
Let me adjust my glasses.
The principle of feminism, Chimamanda, has her definition. I don't think maybe the dictionary also has its definition. But what is your definition? Is there a subjective definition to feminism, or is there a particular definition to feminism? Let's start from there.
So if I had known that I would need to define feminism, I probably would look up. So I have
just from your own.
I think that the actual ideal, or the ideology behind feminism is such that it's to show the equality, that all humans are equal. It's supposed to be. That's basically what it is, right? And then there's a school of thought also that feminism is just the concept of fighting for women's rights. But now you will now start questioning, what is women's rights?
Do men have rights?
Do you understand? What exactly is women's rights? There were times where the early wave, first, second wave feminism was great in the sense that there were actually things they were fighting against. Against. When women couldn't vote, women couldn't own lands, women couldn't
be in leadership positions.
A lot of things that women could not do.
Which in a way, controversially, has its roots in the Bible. About women not being pastors.
I had a conversation with someone, a Christian, a friend who told me, she's a girl, who told me that the Bible favors men.
Paul was,
because most of the writers of the Bible were men. So I now asked her a question: could it be possible that the people who could write the Bible were men, or not because they were men? That's why they were allowed to write the Bible, or is it that women did not do things that were worth writing? I mean, we had the Deborahs in the Bible.
First judge in Israel.
So is it possible that people who did more things to be recorded were men?
So I have this school of thought, and it might sound controversial. First off, I don't think a man and a woman can have an equal life in the real sense of it.
So what is equal life?
So I'm getting there. Gender equality.
Okay. So you don't think we can have gender equality?
Now, I'm not talking about superiority. I'm talking about equality in the sense that just because a man can do this, a woman should be able to do this. What if a woman is not inclined to what men do? Of course, we've come to an age where we have men that are in the salon plating hair. We have women in engineering, in aerodynamics. But
women are now referring men's games. It makes. I like to see that. I actually
now
like
in
that.
football, for example, we are beginning to have women referees.
In
male
games.
games.
I love that. To be honest,
we are beginning to have women pundits. So again, I just feel like a man is a man, a woman is a woman. Now, where the inequality comes from is in opportunities, but not in lifestyle. Because this might sound raw, a man can actually ease himself in the bottle. A woman cannot.
Yeah, but that's very pedestrian.
I know. I'm just saying. For example, the down to the nature of a man and a woman, we have our distinctive features. So when you're not trying to push it that just because over time it has always been a man's world, coming from the first wave, and so I understand that women are not trying to fight from the victim perspective and try to say, a woman can also do this, a woman can also do this. So now down to the conversation of feminism. Again, when you're fighting for equality, what exactly is the concept? So is it equality in business? Is it equality in politics? Is it equality in education? Because
same thing now, equal opportunities. That's
why I said it was down to opportunities. Mm-hmm. But the feminism we are seeing now is down to lifestyle. I don't know if you get my point.
Again, that's why I define feminism in the way I understood it and in the way I think it should have been. You know, let's make women to be more like, there's more women have to offer, so they need more opportunity to be able to offer that. It's not necessarily that we have to hand them those opportunities.
Or because you're a woman, you have to do something
because
extra.
of that, we should. But I think that I like the fact that you mentioned the lifestyle aspect, because I think that the feminism that some people project these days, that I like to call Twitter feminism, is who to cook and who not to cook.
That's what I'm talking about exactly. That okay, I can't now. Nobody's telling you you're a slave to your husband, but you don't think there's a point in time you can wash your husband's clothes. Even me, I think that sometimes if I'm married, I will be able to wash my wife's clothes. It's not something that it is a rule of law that you have come to my house. The kitchen, like Buhari said, your side is in the kitchen. I think that's what they are fighting for. But in the crux of it, women manage the home. No matter how career you want to be, the crux of it, women manage the home. Only in rare cases, or especially maybe a man that grew up doing it, will wake up in the morning and start sweeping the house, wash plates, wash everything. The reality now, again, is not a standard that all women must do it, but it just feeds. When Adam was created, God said this man needs a helpmate. The Bible didn't say, now let this man they name animals. Let me bring Eve to come and name animals too.
But I think
do you understand?
Naming it even before.
But I'm just saying, you to come and tend Eden. I don't think even Eve tended to Eden. It was Adam's job. Eve was just probably look at the trees, which one is nice. Probably that is even what opened the opportunity for the serpent. Because they go up and down, they find trees, it's fine. So my perspective is there is that distinctive feature that makes you a woman, and there's a distinctive feature that makes you a man. While you are pursuing your opportunities, understand that as a woman, there is something I am more prone to, emotion. I can calm down and understand. Men don't used to calm down. I just want to head on. Which brings in the balance. So if you think that because you are a wife, and the Bible says, wife submit to your husband, automatically anything your husband tells you is like a rule of law.
The Bible also said husbands submit to their wives anyway.
Exactly, love your wife. So it is pari passu. So that's why I'm saying my perspective to feminism is I understand the opportunities. But the one we see now is trying to promote a lifestyle that a woman can actually be a man, which feeds into all this transgender we are experiencing. I have to mention it. Hello.
So there's a blend of this new wave of feminism,
the definition
with wokeism. You know. So do you think that idea of the Bible, which is what people are trying to project, that it is the old idea, times have changed, you know, men and women can now be the same. After all, women now make more money than most men, or some men rather. So it does it mean that, because again, I think it boils down to values, or some of it boils down to value.
Absolutely.
In the sense that in those days, you know, that we are allude to the traditional settings
of what a man does and what a woman does.
You know, those traditional roles of men and female. Now the men were hunting, the women were tending for the home and all of that. Now if you bring it down to our present context, it means that men are going out to hustle and bring money, and women
manage.
But now men work and women work too.
Absolutely.
So why should a woman, you know, both of us go to work, and then why should a woman be tending to the man when she's earning too, or she's even in some cases earning more than the man? And don't you think that feminism makes sense in that context?
Now that boils down to the man. Because first off, when your wife is earning, there's this narrative that when your wife get money past you, she no go to listen like that. I hear no go dig ground. There's that narrative.
In many instances, it does.
There's that narrative.
Like
now, it now fits to the prejudice of a man seeing that a woman is more successful than him, because it, first of all, it automatically hits his ego. And on the flip side, I have been in a car where this family friend, the wife obviously earns more. They got to a restaurant, and the wife brought out the money in the car to give the man, so that in public it is the man paying.
But is it a problem if she pays?
It's not a problem. It is still down to narrative, because at the end of the day, I know that my man's ego might be beaten because I'm earning more.
Yeah, why should she defer to his ego? Why should she?
Do you understand? I feel that that's what relates to lifestyle. Because if the man is also understanding, you cannot be projecting masculinity when you don't have anything to offer in the home.
Yeah, well, have anything. By that you mean when you're earning less than the woman.
You can't.
So is that all masculinity is about?
It isn't. But like you said, it's down to values. You need to understand. Like me now, I don't think if I'm married, I'll wake up and expect my wife to first sweep. Anybody will wake up will sweep. I'm not like I wake up and I'm now sitting down because
they're going to call you a simp.
No, it's not a simp. It's still down to values.
Yes.
Because when I was living alone, I was sweeping. When I was living alone, I was washing plates. I was washing my clothes. Now I'm married. All of a sudden, because I have somebody that will do all those things, I don't think it is necessary to still be that responsible at home.
So that's what I'm saying about wokeism. Some people are going to call you a simp if you said you're going to do that. Yeah. And then if you're a woman that subscribes to traditional roles of women, they will call you a pick-me woman. That you just want to pander to men so they can think you're a good person and all of that. I think that society over time, and then when we make reference to society, in some cases we like to remove ourselves. We are part of society. Yeah. As we contribute to conversations or to the lifestyle or whatever, we're part of society. However, I have a problem with this modern idea of feminism. I have to be very clear. I don't believe that men and women are equal.
That's the point I was making.
Personally,
based on the gender, it's not about one is superior or one is inferior. We are not the same,
and it doesn't confer superiority on the man. I think that we have our uniqueness. All of us, male, female, we have our uniqueness.
Yeah.
Secondly, I don't think that men are the problem of women. In the sense that women are not getting opportunities because of men.
No.
I don't think that is it. I don't think that also the idea that this modern day feminism, what they are doing is they are fighting men. Fighting men is not feminism.
It's not feminism.
Or hating men is not feminism. What you're trying to do is replace a bad thing with another bad one. So if you think misogyny was a bad reign, what some of these girls are doing is to say, it's our turn now.
To be the ruling
men
party.
Have had their time.
Yeah.
So this is our turn now. It doesn't fix anything. I also believe personally that if feminism is going to succeed, it requires men's involvement.
That is when we now talk about the true equality.
It will require men. Feminism can never succeed without men.
Only women.
Because women perpetrate or even indulge or engage or endorse misogyny more than men.
I've heard several ladies say women are the problem of each other. For example,
they don't agree, but that is true.
For example, we can abuse each other, insult each other. The next 5 minutes we are bodies. Women can keep grudge against each other.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, when you carry that mindset into the feminism world, like you said, it's looking at you're fighting men because you think you don't have what they have. You're not as liberal as men are. I can walk to the gate with my boxers. You can't.
And you're not allowed to. So you want to.
So some women will now say body positivity.
Yeah, body positivity.
So if a man
my
can
body,
walk
my
beer,
choice.
why can't I walk beer?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, lifestyle.
Oh, by the way, we don't care. Really, we don't care about God.
So again, when you start thinking that just because a man is in this way, I'm not against tomboys. We have tomboys
who
are still.
I had friends.
But when you now start thinking that you want to change your genealogy to appear not like physically, but so that if a man can appear like this, make myself as a woman. But you are a woman with distinctive features. Why not propagate your distinctive features to balance the equation?
So you don't have to play in the mud because someone else is playing in the mud. You said some of them, what you hear is, why is it that if a man sleeps with 20 girls,
he has
a bragging right?
But if it's a woman,
but if a woman does it, they slut shame her.
Do you understand?
Look, that should already tell you what you need to know. Why do you want to compete with that? Do you understand? Even biologically, right? Nothing happens to the man for doing that. But it takes its toll on you biologically. And we're not endorsing that. We're saying that you should not play in the mud. Do you understand? To prove a point. And then, they say men can bear their chest and I cannot bear my chest. men would actually prefer that you bare your chest.
Because they want to see.
They would, I don't want my wife, my daughter, to do that. But if you decide to do it, men don't mind. That's why you don't have, it's not a competition between men and women. Feminism should have essence. The essence should be in the purpose, in the quality of life. Like in the boardroom, in politics, in workplaces, things that really matter. Not food, not who will cook, who will not cook.
I think this is also to the men. I think we should stop getting inferiority complex when there is a woman above you or when there's a woman doing better. That's also another problem that feeds into the narrative of women. So we worked in somewhere before that a woman was in charge of call center, and immediately under her is a man. I never saw Doye one day feel inferior
because a woman is above him.
He has his own self-esteem,
of course,
but he still reports to Ijoma.
Of course.
So again, as men, you marry a woman or something happens along the way, then she is now more. It shouldn't feed to your ego because she's a person that has the right to be successful.
Oh yeah.
And not that you're not supposed to have money. When during service, there was a guy that said categorically, I'm not going to marry a career woman. I want a woman that will stay at home. Let me be making all the money. You just stay at home. There are men that have that ideology. And I'm not saying you are a bad person.
No, it's good to have choice.
Of course.
It's your choice.
In the grand scheme of things, you shouldn't be threatened that a woman around you is successful because she's a human that has the right to be successful. If you are not successful, go and look at yourself. It's not because of the woman. Like you said, men are not the problem of women.
No, you see, I subscribe to a decent brand of feminism, the one that seeks to elevate women. Do you understand? Not that you need to put men down to elevate women. You don't have to do that. Or the brand of feminism that fights men. Or the brand of feminism that says all men are evil, or men are scum, or all those kill all the men. That's not the brand. Thank you. That's not the brand of feminism I subscribe to. The brand of feminism that is intellectually, like, look at Chimamanda, for example, that some of them think they are mirroring. At a point, she even came out to say, don't hide under feminism to perpetrate your wickedness and bitterness. She said it.
Is she not married?
Do you get? She said it.
Is she not married?
So it is not hatred for men. And we're not preaching to women, because I know some people will say, again, this is men teaching women how to live their life. That is where the problem comes.
We are both humans.
Because we're on the other end of the divide.
We are like the mirror.
Thank you. We're telling you how we see it from this end. If this must succeed, you have to collaborate with men. Right? I'm Igbo. And in the Igbo culture, there is this tendency of men to feel like they own
the woman. Because I paid your bride.
Yes.
I buy you.
Feel like they own. These are some of the things to actually fight.
Which actually I think comes from fear and threat. Feeling like if I allow this woman some wings, she could ride over me.
Yes. These are the type of things we can fight. These are the type of feminism agenda that would make sense. Do you understand? In the sense that it's a cultural thing that has festered over time. These are the things we should be looking at. Because I told a friend, I said, all these things people are doing on social media, you want to change this, go to your village.
Start from home.
In the conversation about your marriage, you don't have an opinion. Do you understand that? You don't have an opinion. Even your mother does not have a say. That is where that work starts from.
Absolutely.
So your father is propagating it because he's handing you over to another man to carry on from where he stopped. So that man has become something right in your very before they are selling you, they are negotiating you like an item, like a property.
Let me hit you up on that.
That's where.
What do you think about bride price? Because personally, I feel it shouldn't exist anymore. Because of this idea of I have plenty daughters, so I'm reaping like 4 daughters. And again, it's down to the parents, not even because most times the girls don't have the choice.
They don't. They actually.
In fact, they marry them out, to speak.
Yeah, they give them out in marriage. So
what do you think about bride price? Do you think it's something that should still? I know it has its roots in culture and other things. Yoruba people do it. Most religions do it. What's your shall I say opinion? What do you think should happen when it comes to bride price?
I don't have a problem with bride price in itself. You get, because it's just symbolic.
There's some people that they'll pay just one denomination.
Exactly. So
and it means something. Not that all the yam.
No.
All the things you are
It's just symbolic. You can bring 50,000, for example, and the person takes 500 and returns the rest. It's just symbolic. The bride price in itself.
So people don't even understand why bride price existed in the first place.
Yeah,
that's why some people think I'm buying you.
So it feels like it's a symbolic nature. But the problem I have is around the entire concept of coming to marry a woman. What I mean is the list.
That's
right? So somebody gives you a list that is worth 5 million naira.
And it's all theirs.
And they insist that you have to procure or pay. In some instances, you negotiate, which again, I have a problem with, but that's by the way. Yeah. In some instances, you negotiate. So from 5 million, it could come down to 3 or 2.5, right? And then the actual bride price, they will tell you, whatever you can bring.
When you don't already pay 3.
Do you get? And then you now bring 10,000 and they return it to you. And they feel they've done you a favor. And then they would even brag and put raise their shoulder and say,
I'm giving my daughter to
we don't sell our daughter, so take this money and take care of her.
So
is it 10,000 naira that I want to use and take care of her when you have collected 3 million from me? You have squeezed 3 million out of me. That's where the issue is. And some of these things go to people who don't know how the girl survived, who played no role. I saw a list recently. There was a section for stepfather, there was a section for family youth, for village youth, for women meeting,
na convention,
different groups, and you have to buy this for the father, have to buy. These are where the thing. So if a man goes through all that, he feels that he has gone through all these things to acquire a woman. You become a property. Do you understand?
Which is what I'm trying to establish.
Yeah, so you become a property.
Bride price still exists because it's no longer hinged on culture.
No.
It's now hinged on
some people
can your husband take care of his.
Some people is business, and personally, I have problem with some type of rubbish. When they tell you that no, this is my daughter, she has masters, she's a lawyer, she's a doctor. So am I supposed to refund you the money
that you spent on her? I don't understand.
Now think about
I'm going to live with her forever.
If you give me that impression. And you make it look like you're giving me this amount because your daughter is a doctor and a lawyer and whatever, and I have to pay. What it means that you are putting a price tag.
She's a product.
Yeah. So this is the value you place on whatever
you've spent on her.
CV you are reeling out. So if I pay you this money, I've paid you back
for the woman
for whatever you have invested in this woman.
For the value of the woman.
So now I own her.
Of course, you know how much I pay.
Do you understand? Now I own her. But the way you can beat your chest and say we are not selling our daughter is when you say, this list is 2 million, but do what you can do. The one that is my own, don't worry about it, So you have the bragging right to say I did not sell off my daughter, But now they make it look like it's a business. Now, where I have a problem, under that post I was referring to, you see a lot of girls saying, if you don't have money, don't marry now. Who sent you to go and marry? They are justifying it.
Exactly.
You're justifying being sold off. Now, because there's so much emphasis on money. If you don't have money, don't marry. If you don't have money,
this was it recently. One of the artists said, broke men don't deserve
women.
women.
So they are now women, which is an insult on women. It's an insult on women
are supposed to be
because
broke.
Women are the ones who are supposed to be broke, which is another thing I'm talking about, that feminism will only survive if we understand what it means and collaborate with men. Because even women will tell you, why are you behaving like a woman? Why are you crying? If you express weakness as a man, they refer to you as a woman.
Exactly.
What does that mean? You are trying to say that weakness is allowed once you are a woman.
But as a man, you must not cry.
Do you get? If you're billing somebody, say, you today bill person, you be a woman. So you are agreeing that these are the things women should be doing. If you cry as a man, why you cry now? You be a woman. If you complain, and then the next market day, they say as a man, it's okay to be vulnerable, and then the next market day, they remember that you're a man, you should not cry. So there are some things that we have alluded, and then in the feminism, in the so-called fight that they are fighting, the one that will endanger their lives, they don't care. There's war in Ukraine, in Russia, and all those places. Do you see women coming out to say they are not drafted to go and fight?
Exactly. In fact, now this thing you mentioned is quite sensitive, because even from the Bible time, when there's war, they'll say women and children, men go front.
Yeah.
Which is why, again, to relate it to my previous point, that we have distinctive features. We have women warrior over time.
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't mean that because you are a woman and a man is a warrior, just because you want to feel among, you can carry.
Yeah, carry gun.
You really don't have that feature except you trained as a warrior.
Yeah.
So women, children here, you have your part to play in managing those women and children.
Yeah, because you need to propagate the next generation.
And the men are the ones in the forefront. It doesn't mean that the men are superior because they are in the war front. So we need to understand the values, understand your distinctive feature as a woman. Not that you're inferior, but your distinctive feature as a woman and your distinctive feature as a man, which is not down to your success value.
So let everybody play their roles.
Bam!
And not seem like we are fighting each other.
That we are competing, that this gender versus this gender.
Yeah, and then when there's an issue, if the problem is propagated by a man, let's face it. If it's propagated by a woman, let's face it.
That's how men are.
Yeah, men are killing women. No, criminals, bad people.
Because we have women doing wars too.
What are you saying? Women feel safer with men. But there are women who also don't feel safe with men. Mm-hmm. And those women who say they don't feel safe with men, they call another man. You see how weird that situation is? There are people who will tell you that, oh, if I have a plumber come over to work for me, I won't be comfortable with the plumber. I have to call my friend and put it on the speaker to be able to have that feel. You were another man.
You were in the field, gynecologist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't have
there's a new thing now.
But in fact, I feel like a professional gynecologist doesn't even care about your nakedness because he has seen enough learning.
It's not the thing.
So now your ignorance is feeding on the fact that this man is checking me out. How will he resolve your issue if he doesn't because that is his job.
Yeah.
But because of your inferiority complex as a woman, you think your gynecologist must be a woman.
So
does that take away the capacity? No.
The fact is that this world will not run well without women. Absolutely. Even God saw that.
It was needed.
Even God saw that and decided
to create
a woman.
Absolutely.
This world would never run well without women. But let's all agree that this world we're living was built on the back of men. Mm-hmm. You understand? And that does not mean that men are better or superior or special. It just means that they understood the assignment and they did it. Are there bad men? Yes. Are there things that women are facing that they shouldn't be facing?
Yes.
But you cannot do that alone.
Cannot generalize.
There are bills that were sent to the National Assembly. Guess the people who opposed it? Women. And these are bills that were supposed to favor women. Do you understand the fact? So these are things. There are a lot of men who identify as feminists. Mm-hmm. I'm amongst them.
Yeah.
But there is this convenient feminism that people propagate.
Just
only when it favors me, then I'm a feminist. When it doesn't favor me, everything can go to blazes. No. The bottom line is we can work together. Men feel the need to protect women, because it feels like it's an expectation of men.
You are in my safe space.
Yeah.
So I am responsible for how you feel.
Yeah. To
while the
protect
lady too, from my own perspective, okay, I am here to care for you.
Yeah.
Which is why, again, it doesn't mean it is cast in stone. But once you understand your distinctive feature as a woman, you'll thrive. Mm-hmm. You will thrive. I know a lot of people that tell you the woman is the master of the home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in most cases they are.
Not like master in the sense that she's dictating to you.
Yeah.
But sometimes some opinions can't fly if she doesn't agree.
They have a more innate ability.
That is a distinctive feature. So, and you are a woman. Why are you now offended that a man? And again, I'll still go back to men. We have a lot of parts to play to make women feel safe.
So that's why I said it's a collaborative effort. But if you fight me for something that I personally did not do,
because another man did it,
so I have to guide myself to prove that I'm not like that.
I'm not all men.
Yeah. So how can everybody be walking on eggshells? Because some people did something and everybody, and I'm careful to say, not to tell women, oh, be careful and all of that. No, some women are falling victim of the men that they trust.
Exactly.
In fact,
most cases, doesn't mean that all men are like that.
In most cases, that's what happens. It is their boyfriends, their husbands who perpetrate all those kinds of evils. That means that we need to come together and fight that type of evil. that brand
fight evil, not the gender.
And not the people.
It's not like because a man did this, all men.
Those people are not evil because they are men. They are evil because they are evil. Because there are women who do more evil things.
Yeah.
So it's evil is not gender specific. Now, so because there are more. Because over time men have been allowed to do a lot of things, so they got used to doing some certain things, and then there are more men in every field anyway. Absolutely. So it's only normal to have more men that are criminals. It doesn't mean that it's a good thing. So at the end of the day, we can redefine, or rather define what feminism is in the actual essence of it.
Again, guys, love your neighbor as yourself. As we pass out of this episode. Love your neighbor as yourself. Once you have that love, it won't matter who is doing what. It will come from the place of care. That's all.
Feminism.
That's all.
Feminism is not gender war. No be quarrel. We know the fight. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing. The way I will close is to say, let men be men and women be women.
Exactly my point. Just be a woman. You have the right to be successful, go through your ladder, but you are a woman. That's it.
Let men
and you are a man. That's it.
Let men be men and women be women. Let's stop all the fight and all the necessary bitterness that we throw around. As a man, you're not threatened by women or anything. Be a man. Be nothing they happen.
But also we need to have men's affair, Ministry of Men's Affairs.
No, we can't.
Because at the end of the day, everything is about women.
Yeah, because that's the point.
They are coming from the victim perspective.
There has to be that sense of belonging, that everything automatically belongs to men. So we have to create something specially for women. Okay. That's really where that boils around. So we hear female football. You hear female this,
equality
female that, but you don't hear that.
Also, just to round up, the revenue that comes from female football, you can't compare to male football, and you want to end the same.
See, that equal pay is a topic.
It's a topic on its own, but I just wanted to put it in that if only you have deep understanding, it won't matter to you because you know. I mean, the average Chelsea, their women's team, I think the King's Meadow is 5,000 or 10,000. Chelsea Stamford Bridge for men, it's close to 60, 70.
I mean, think about
so how do you now want to earn the same thing as the man is earning?
The proportion,
you can see it, and it doesn't mean that you have less opportunity because you're a female player.
It's just women don't care about watching those things anyway. So the proportion is not the same. So at the end of the day, by and large, we need to educate ourselves better, because if we know better, I think that it helps to do better, right? So educate yourself on what feminism is and what it should not be, right? And stop dragging your family and lineage on social media because you want to prove a point or you want to be part of an agenda. It doesn't matter. Let men be men and let women be women.
I identify as a man.
Do you agree?
I identify as a man.
Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think feminism is? What do you think it represents? And of course, what do you think that we can do to actually work together? Because personally, I don't think feminism will succeed without men. Put that in the comment section. Like, follow. If you're a feminist, if you're a feminist, if you're a feminist, did I say feminism? If you're a misogyny, whatever you are,
let's see.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Let's see.
Thank you.
Oda Peter.
Out.
Benga. Out.